It takes a village to lift you higher. We teach the way, feed the fire. It takes a village.
Welcome to another episode of the Village Podcast, where people help people. I'm your host, Kendale Lumpkins, and today I got somebody that's really, really near and dear to my heart, to my family. Met this brother years ago, and we've been rock solid ever since then. So would y'all help me welcome my brother, my friend, Dr. Steve Cunningham, to the show.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Look, so I open up all these shows, all these segments, because I know you do a lot of stuff. Know your hands are in a lot of different things. You lead in a different capacity. But, man, like, how are you doing? Like, how are you at this phase in your life? Kids are gone. They out of the house. They in college. And I don't think we talk about it enough. I know you and I do, but I'm just saying publicly, how are you doing from the mental health side, the lifestyle side, the way you live and all those things? How is Steve doing?
I appreciate you asking that, man, because not enough guys genuinely ask that question. I found myself doing it a few weeks ago with another friend. We were talking, business stuff, and it just struck me. I was like, we're always talking about this other stuff. I'm like, how are you doing? I mean, so that it's not a kind of a one-way, something that can be perceived as a one-way relationship, because we can gloss over that, and then you look up and something terrible happens, and you wonder, like, I never knew, or what was going on with him. Like this tragedy that happened in Virginia this past week, that lieutenant governor, the murder-suicide and all that. So, again, thank you for the question, and I'm doing pretty good though. But I do believe that I'm more attuned to when I'm not, or I feel myself going in a direction where I'm not good, and I know how to pull back. Take some time, and it helps to have a wife that's supportive in that, and can kind of realize when I'm not doing well. And it's nothing ever really serious. It's just like, hey, I'm on the edge of a mild burnout or something like that. Or you feel like you're being pulled in too many directions, and then ultimately you realize that you're in control of how many directions you're allowing yourself to be pulled. So it's a balancing act, wanting to do some good things and try to serve, but also try to preserve who you are.
And so I mean, so just touching on that, you talk about your wife helping you in that space. Like, why do you think it's hard for men to do that, right? Because you and I talk a good bit. We gonna talk 3 or 4 times a week, just either via text, so we just checking in with each other. But like, we just have this hustle culture, and everybody think that I need to be going. But you've even helped me see it like, hey man, it's okay to not do some stuff sometimes so that you take care of you. Like, why is that such a hard conversation for men?
We just never saw it growing up, I don't think. From our grandfathers and our dads, they were always going, and this never been a topic of conversation. Hey, it was unfortunately, hey, go to work, suck it up. No crying, just get it done. And there's something to be said for that, but it's all about balance also. It can't be that all the time. So you got to take some time out for yourself. To every hard side, there has to be some softness in order to get balance, man. So in this society that we live in, it's a perceived competition too, I think, that you figure that if you're not moving, somebody's gaining on you or passing you. But it's all in your own mind. So.
Because it really, when you think about it, man, I can remember years ago, I was listening to a guy talk, and he was, and it sounds good that we work all the time. Like, I no days off. And as I'm living it, like, that just is a catchy phrase. But you'll die like that.
Absolutely. You die quick like that.
No days off. Like, all I do is perform. I don't have no time to sit with me, to talk to myself, to understand what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling. And so that type of culture, man, I think is destroying us, because it comes from a lot of it from social media too.
Oh yeah, it sounds good, look good on a t-shirt, but there's no way to live.
No, you can't live like that.
You can put that on your headstone, no days off. Like, no, man, we gotta take time for ourselves and for the love, for our loved ones. You got two little 3 kids.
Yeah.
And you saw how quick the oldest grew up. And the two smallest ones, they're gonna be driving in before you know it, man.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Time flies. We think we got all the time in the world, but as you get a little older, you start realizing that it's not promised. And then working in the field that I'm in, medicine, man, I think I have a different perspective on life and how precious it is, because you just deal with disease and death all the time, or trying to prevent it or treat it. And so that helps me keep me balanced too. Anytime I start, feeling a little overwhelmed, I do say, hey, it could be worse. I've seen worse. So, it's all a balancing act, man. It is. It really is.
So look, Doc, man, and I think I told you this before, but man, growing up, I ain't see no black doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like, we knew Dr. Dre, and that just rap, but we didn't know, like, and so my thing is, like, cause there's a lot of people, I think, I don't believe we can ever outgrow our exposure, right? And so if you don't have access to something and you never exposed to it, then I don't think we ever strive to be it. But what inspired you, like, to want to be a doctor, man?
Yeah, it was a combination of things. The main impetus was an injury that I had when I was a kid. I can't remember, 7th grade maybe. Bike accident, weird, doing something I had no business doing, and ended up flipping over. And oddly enough, however I fell, the handlebar ended up hitting me in the side. So I come back in, laying down on the couch. My mom's like, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" I said, "I fell down. I'm all right." Then I kept not feeling better. Went to the restroom, man, and went to use it, and nothing but blood. And she's like, "Come on, let's go." So that whole episode turned into a bunch of doctor's visits, which exposed me to the medical field at that time. And again, that was maybe 7th grade, and eventually was fine from a kidney injury, is what it was.
Right.
And when it was time to go off to college and declare a major, that came back to me, because I didn't go in, that I remember saying, "Oh, this is what I'm going to do."
Right. Wow.
But time to declare a major, and I thought back on it. I liked biology in high school, and then I remember that. I said, biology pre-med, just blurted it out and just kind of stuck with it. But years later, a friend of mine told me that I told him in the 8th grade that I was going to be a doctor. I don't even remember that conversation, but this was, we were grown by then.
Yeah.
And it just made me think about it. This must have been something that just God had planned for me to do, because I just do not remember that whole conversation. But it worked out. Thank goodness, man.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
But one thing that really solidified it for me, when you talked about exposure, you got to see it to be it. I don't care what it is. Like, Makai's in baseball, and he's seeing folks like Mookie Betts and folks that look like him doing it on a high level. The person that inspired me, crazy as it is, and some of the troubles he had later in his life, I'll always thank Bill Cosby for the images that he put on TV. During that time, I grew up watching The Cosby Show.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks thought that was just complete mythological fiction, that you could have a black family that lived the way that he was portraying on TV. And I think that was his purpose, was to try to uplift people's minds, our folks' minds, about what was possible. And just seeing that just solidified my desire to do it and be good at it. And so between that bike injury and the Cosby Show, man, I was off to the races.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so that's what, cause like, bro, I'm telling you, and I know it may sound like it's funny, but bro, we didn't see that in our community.
Yep.
Like, I don't have anybody in my family. And so you were the first guy that I really, really connected to closely that was a doctor. And so, cause we went to doctors, went to visits, and then it's like, but I'm thinking about the way you went about doing it, the 7th grade injury, and then seeing it. Like, so what is it in our culture now where people need to see something different? Like, because social media, TV is portraying and giving us images of stuff that we're not really supposed to be doing. So how do we help the world? How do we help our people? How do we help people in general with the images that they're seeing, and understand, hey, what you see is what you're going to desire to be? Yeah.
And then you come back, as you say, fight fire with fire. You need those images out there, the positive images out there, to try to balance out some of the, we should say, fictional and the made up stuff that's just images. And try to replace it or combat it with stuff that has some substance to it as well. Because nowadays you don't know what's real. I mean, you got I was looking at somebody the other day. A couple of years ago, they was riding on jets, and now they talking about I'm selling my business. And
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, what's really going on here, man? But yeah, like you said, exposing and getting out there and being seen as best you can, not in a way that's self-aggrandizing, to bring attention to yourself, but because you really care about somebody else carrying on what it is that what you think is worthy, which is medicine is fantastic, but everybody can't be into medicine.
Yeah.
But you can, whatever you do, you can do it at a high enough level where you're helping people.
Right.
And once you do that, all the other stuff comes along with it, the security and being able to take care of your family and do some of the other things that you want to do in life. But it's like you said, exposure. You can't you can't outdo it.
Yeah.
Because we're in a visual society now, and you have to use the platforms that are available for you, and that's why I'm grateful for what you're doing. How this is meant to help people and not to bring Kendale and the publicity.
Yeah.
He said publicity ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Sure ain't. You don't want that light on you all the time.
No. So try to do the good where you can.
Yeah.
Use what the gifts that God has given you. And go from there and just watch him work. But you do kind of have to put yourself out there, and it's not all about I found something good and keeping it to myself. What good is that? You're not sowing anything that way. And some people are better at it. I mean, I'm slightly on the introverted side. My wife would probably say not quite as much as some folks might think, but you have to get out there and just show what's possible. Yeah.
So look, man, you newly appointed president of the Institution of Higher Learning, right? So tell me about that journey. Like, this is leadership. This is, you're on a board that helps identify candidates or hire candidates for universities. This is bigger than, and I know you probably recognize it, but I'm saying, like, that means all of the people that the presidents come in contact with are the people that board is helping impact with the students.
Yes.
That come across that campus.
Yes,
so how has that been?
It's been fantastic. It's what it is, like you said, the institutions of the Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning. So we're basically the board of trustees, where some universities or states have their own individual boards. We are actually a board of 12 people that are appointed by the governor to oversee the 8 public universities of Mississippi. We don't deal with the private schools or the community colleges, but the 8 public universities.
Yeah.
And so our main job is to oversee the financial well-being of the university. And one of our biggest components of that is making sure that they have the right leaders. So we're in charge of searching for and hiring and, when necessary, firing university presidents. And that has a huge impact because they create their own ecosystem. They bring in their own cabinets, and all of that affects all the students at those universities, and not just the students at the university, but the communities that depend on that university around it.
Yeah.
And then as a whole, each one of these universities contributes a significant amount to the economic impact of the state of Mississippi. So it's a huge, I would say, butterfly effect. That having this, being in this role has, or that it means. And it's been meaningful. It's some days are rougher than others, particularly when you have issues at a university, and because those decisions are heavy. When you have to get rid of one or even bringing in one, it has its own implications. But again, it's like that spotlight we were just talking about. Everything's fine when when it's quiet, but when the spotlight's on you, you just like, everybody has an opinion.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
But one thing I did learn was that, hey, if you're making everybody happy, you either doing something wrong or you ain't doing anything at all. So,
That's it.
So it's always going to be some yin to that yang. But what helps me is the North Star is like, why are you doing it? And it's for the kids at those universities, because you get those selections right, or you make sure the right people are in the right place, it all takes care of itself.
Yeah.
And once you start, getting pulled aside for different factions and special interests and things of that nature, you're bound for trouble because you're getting off target.
So man, look, like, you know, because I think about it from a, did you ever see yourself doing this type of stuff? Like,
No.
I'm saying, like, you know, because so it seems like some people are destined for certain things, but I'm saying, like, you know, you got your wife, you got your kids, you got all of this stuff that you do, bro, and then you still with the IHL, like, this is just a journey you've been on. How did this land? How did you get to this place?
This was it's funny you asked that. It's I didn't even know what that role entailed because I was just recently had taken over presidency of a radiology group, and so that was enough for me. I mean, the plate was full at that point, so I thought.
Yeah.
But the way it happened was a good friend of ours who was a university president at the time, Dr. Bennett. We all worked out together and things of that nature. And he and I would just share conversations about educational issues, which I just had an interest in. But nothing out of the ordinary. Like, and we'd send articles back and forth and just talk about different things. And he calls me one afternoon after a day of work. I'm plopped down on the couch, man. He says that have recommended your name for a position, and I'm like, okay, what's about? And he just kind of gave me a overview of it. I said, okay, sounds good. Sounds like a nice way to serve,
right.
A different way to serve too, the state and the community, and so it just snowballed into the next thing I know, you have to get your background searched, and I'm like, man, what's going on here? And then next thing you're sitting in front of the a Senate committee, and they have to approve these types of things, and then you're sitting in front of the governor, and and this was all like within a 6-7 week time period. I'm
wow.
Like, okay. Then it was said that it was going to be, it's just a meeting a month. I said, I can carve that time out. No, man, it's
been more than that.
It's meeting after the meetings, before the meetings, the phone call conferences, the committee meetings. It's been a journey, but and again, it was a 9-year stint. It used to be 12.
Yeah.
So when they told me that, I was like, man, I don't know, I can do this. But it's flown by. It really has, just because there's always something to do. Looking over 8 universities, and like having 8 kids, man. You wonder, like, 3 doing fine, 5 over here cutting up. But it's been quite interesting. But it's been a great way to serve and kind of see how the university system affects the state. And it's just a joy watching the kids that come to the meetings too, and seeing the things that they're accomplishing and what these universities are how they're changing lives. I mean, because there's still a lot of first generation students out there too. So, but it's been fantastic, and we have different types of universities. We have our ones that are really heavy in science and engineering at Mississippi State and Ole Miss, with law and medicine and all that. But then you have our regional institutions like Valley and then Delta State and smaller schools like that that serve a different capacity, but all helping people to elevate and change and giving themselves a shot at becoming more in life and changing the trajectory of their family. So, and then we got Jackson State that's kind of right there in the middle. It's a research institution as well that sits right there in the capital of the state, and so goes that university, so goes the city. I mean, it's just another. When it does well, the city does well, state does well. So it's a lot to it. It's more than just kind of sitting in the meeting and voting on a couple of contracts here and there. Everything has a downstream effect. So it's been a quite an interesting journey, so to speak.
So man, congratulations on that. And I'm honored to call you a friend. I'm honored to call you a brother. And I just appreciate the work you do. Like, just to see you navigating, see you moving, see you doing your thing. When you talk about your interest in education, like what sparked that? Like, cause I just think that there's a need for us to get back to knowing that education is important.
Oh man.
And everybody may not want to go 4 years and do this, but like there's something you could be educated in that could help enhance your life.
Yeah.
And so what would you say is, something that we need to be talking about more as it relates to education? Why is it not as important, and what should we be looking forward to as it relates to education?
I think we probably need to decide, when we say education, I think a lot of people, particularly in this particular political environment where it's kind of been the formal education has been downplayed. There's been more of a push towards the trades, which is fantastic. You have to find what fits you. And education doesn't necessarily mean going, getting 4-year degree, master's, PhD, and all that. But you think about it, we live in a time where information is just accessible. It's in your pocket. Anything you want to know, basically. So it doesn't make sense that you're not able to do better academically in school. So it seems like we're regressing a little bit as far as the performance. At least in our
When
community.
it was harder back whenever you were in school.
Yeah, man. It just seems like maybe because things are easier now, and we got these shysters on social media thinking that I'll be a millionaire next week if I just get enough likes and views and stuff. And you hear people now. You ask kids what they want to do. I want to be an influencer. I'm like, what? But it's a different time. So we gotta not chastise them. Try to show them a different way that you got to get back to the fundamentals, man. Kids, they don't know how to write cursive anymore. You give one some change at a restaurant or something, or at a convenience store, and watch them sit there trying to count change back to you. We got a problem.
Yeah.
And so I just think we just need to do a better job of emphasizing how important it is. And even with the college experience, we had a lot of kids that they just don't even consider going to college anymore. Or they don't take full advantage of what it is. It's more than just the books. A college experience teaches you it's a microcosm of the world. It teaches you how to deal with people from different walks of life, different ethnicities, teach you discipline on how to balance your schedule, how to take responsibility and accountability. So it's more than just the books. And I know we got some issues with how expensive it is too, but anything worth having is worth investing in.
Gonna have to pay for it.
It's the greatest investment you can make in yourself, and it never stops. I mean, you always should be trying to educate yourself. So I say all that to say it's just not just going to college or going to a structure to get it, but if that's not even possible, there's no reason to find something you're interested in. I mean, the information's out there and easily accessible. So you just got to keep trying to be a better version of yourself. But for our kids, man, you got to compete. This world is changing rapidly. This AI is more than just 2 letters put together. I mean, it's going to be replacing a lot of folks. It's already starting to replace a lot of folks. Disney just laid off, I don't know, thousands of people from their visual arts division because they have, computers and AI to help with the visuals for their movies, where previously had human beings doing this thing. I think they're down to like 10% of what they needed. And that's just going to go across the board, even in medicine. The robots will be trained to do what surgeons are doing. And even in my industry, which is or my specialty, radiology, which we're interpreting images all the time. So there will be a time when, when the computers can do that, but you got to make sure that you're in the right spot, that you're in a qualified end user of these different technologies, where you can never remove a human out of the loop completely. You just want to be the human in the loop.
That's it. And look, bro, so while you do all of these things in a capacity, and I intentionally did it this way to talk about, Dr. Cunningham is he's the lead radiologist here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Where are you from, though? We didn't talk about where you from.
I grew up in Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay.
That's in northeast Mississippi, heart of SEC territory, halfway between the University of Alabama and Mississippi State. Small town there, not far from the state line, Alabama-Mississippi state line. I was born in Louisville, a little central part of Mississippi. That's where most of my relatives are from the Louisville area, where my mom is. And then my dad was a little further north. His family was from the West Point, Aberdeen, Okolona area up there. So a small community called Egypt, of all places. So
Wow.
But so that's where my folks are from. And again, I was born in Louisville, raised, lived down on the coast in Pascagoula for a little while. And then my dad, jobs, we just kind of moved around a little bit, and we ended up settling in Columbus. That's where I was, my formative years, I say, through most of grade school and high school. So But yeah, Mississippi born and bred, man.
Yes, sir. So look, so man, how does your faith, how does your family, how does all of that ground you? Because, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in everything you do and not have the right foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then some people use what they do as their identity, but I know you. I'm saying, like, but for listeners, you know, I know your wife, I know your two girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how important is that for you to maintain that over everything else you do?
Oh yeah, that's all the stuff you see on the, you know, these different positions and all. That's all what we call temporal. I mean, that's just for a short period of time. The other stuff, the family, the girls, our relationship with God, that's foundational. That's what's going to be there at the end. When you're sitting on your bed at the end,
Mm-hmm.
all these other folks you served with and boards you were on and all this, they're going to remember, oh yeah, I think I remember who that was. But man, you got to keep it in perspective is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just realizing that that stuff is so temporary, and just trying to remember how important the stuff that's, as I say, kind of everlasting. That's your legacy type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, how you made your family feel, I think is what would be remembered. And that's for, you know, good or bad. Sometimes you can let the stresses of what you're doing on the outside, you know, come in and negatively impact your family. And we all, you know, have those moments, but I think in the end, you want to make sure that those moments were few as compared to
more good than bad.
Absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's just keeping that focus and that perspective on knowing that all this other stuff could be, you know, gone tomorrow. But if you lost your house or whatever, that family coming with you, because you got to find somewhere to,
Yes, sir.
put
Yes,
them.
sir.
They're going to
And
have to be in there with you for.
And I always say, like, you know, with the things that I'm afforded to do and God has called me to, like, I don't think I could do it without a good wife.
Oh no, man! Marriage is an ultimate team sport. You better draft well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Or be drafted.
Yes, sir.
well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I hear a whole lot, and I cringe. My wife and I both do. Anytime we hear anybody talk about how, you know, and I know they probably don't mean it this way, but some people probably do, how hard marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not necessarily the institute of marriage is hard. It's the getting rid of your selfishness is the hard part, and you don't want to call it that.
There you go. There you go.
So
Talk about that, sir.
it is. It's a process.
Yeah.
I mean, you coming from being by yourself, doing things the way you want to do them, how you want them done, 24/7, and then you all of a sudden you hooked up with somebody for the rest of your life, and they had their own ways of doing things. So it's a process of figuring out what works best for this new unit is what it is. So,
And bro, like, you just said something that I think all married couples, anybody that's considering marriage, should consider. The dying to or getting rid of your selfish ways. That's what makes it hard.
Yep.
Like, because I'm saying, like, I've been married 13 years. You've been married much longer than me. I'm saying, I'm glad I'm married. I am thankful that I got a wife.
Yes, sir.
I ain't got to be out here in this world chasing my tail. And when it's hard for me, it's because I'm in the way.
Yes.
It's because Kendale don't want to bend. My pride is in the way, or I want it my way or the highway. And I'm like, that's a segment that I think we probably just could talk about later at some point. Like, bro, that's the idea. And I think that's what people mean when they say it's hard. Like, they're saying, man, I don't want to give up.
Yeah, if you want to put it on the institution, like it's, you know, something. Men ain't meant to be locked down. Like, no, come on now. This is something God did from the very beginning.
Yes, sir.
Like now
Yes,
you know better than He does.
Yeah, right. You want to come along and change it because you don't like that you have to get out of your own way.
That's it, man. And it's not easy. I mean, it may be easier for some than others, just depending on your personality and your background or what you saw growing up and things of that nature. But if you are hooked up with the right one, it just makes life sweet. It really is, man. You're not worried about anything. You know, anything I know I'm slacking on, I know she's got it covered, and vice versa.
That's it.
I'm just blessed to have found the right one, man. And you just gotta select wisely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just don't just pick anything.
Yeah, and I've told you this before. I've told Keisha this before. And you know, my mom and dad been married for years, and you know, they had their differences. And so as I started to navigate through life, and you know, it wasn't all bad with us. You know, I appreciate my mom and daddy now as a man with wife and kids more than I ever did then, because I understand that, for one, they did the best they could.
Yep.
And then two, man, like, you got to navigate all this life. And I mean, there's the Bible that comes with it, but that manual is not really existed. Like, if you follow God's way, it don't mean it's going to be easy to follow God's way to do it. I'm just saying that I've seen you and Keisha, not from, hey, let me put my people on a pedestal, but man, y'all have helped us navigate it better. Like, watching you, watching Keisha, watching how y'all raise y'all kids, how involved y'all in the things that y'all value. I believe God ordered my steps and brought the right people along that could give me an example of what good looks like, not what perfect looks like, because people are chasing perfection and they missing good in every asset of life. Like, you got 80, but you want 100, and then you missing out on the 80 because you went for the 20.
Oh, man.
And so I appreciate the way y'all have modeled it, like, from a relationship with God. Like, man, y'all gonna be in church, y'all gonna serve, y'all gonna make sure that God is at the forefront. Then when it comes to family, y'all forsake it all for family. Now, you know, it's give and take. You got to be here, you got to be there. Y'all gonna do certain things. But man, I just wanted to publicly say, like I've told you privately, that I really appreciate y'all for how y'all have modeled that, because I'm younger, but you're like a bigger brother to me, and I've been able to see something further down the road to help me be better.
Hey, man, I tell you, it's like you said, God puts the right people in your life for a reason, and like I said often, that that's a reciprocal relationship, because just because you're older doesn't necessarily mean that you have any more wisdom. So, but the fact that you are looking at us or whoever means that you're searching, you know, on how to do things, and I think that's a big deal. A big part of it. Are you looking to get better, no matter what part of life it is? Because there's people out there that are modeling it, whatever it is, occupation wise, relationship wise, whatever. But you kind of have to be wanting it and looking for it, and not necessarily think that you got it all figured out.
Right.
Because I think, I don't know if I've mentioned it, one of my favorite lines from a movie is this guy was saying, "Hey, just when you think you got it figured out, that's when you don't."
That's it. That's it.
And it's gonna be something to come along that smack you down and get you refocused, so to say. That okay, I still got a lot of learning to do. So,
no, I appreciate that though, bro. And so I got one more question. So the village that you have, the village that you're a part of, man, how important is it for people to have the right village, or to have a village?
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's almost you can't do without one. You can probably tell the people that don't have one, by how they're doing and how they treat others, and you just see it in their face. I mean, they just walk around. There's no smile. I mean, you're carrying the weight. You've chosen to carry the weight of the world on yourself. You have nobody to to bounce things off of. You have no ability to empathize with other folks. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to be a person without a village, man. And that village needs to compose of people that do different things, not necessarily that just do the same thing that you do, occupation-wise, or not necessarily even in your same church or whatever group, but you need to have people that are doing different things in different walks of life that have other villages around them. So I think that God has it set up that way that you can benefit from everybody's experiences, because we talk often like, I'm not recreating the wheel. What's the point? You got to work smarter in life. And,
yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
No need for me to go through something that you've already been through, and you can help me through it.
Right.
But you got to have the right mindset and be willing to do that. I think the village is going to attract the right folks, and it's going to expel the wrong ones.
Yes, sir.
Eventually,
yes,
also once they see what's really happening inside a true village, one that's really about helping each other, trying to get better. It may hurt a little bit when you see some folks kind of falling by the wayside, but that's the nature. Peel off. It was an exit ramp time for them. But no, I'm grateful for the one that we have, man. Doesn't have to be huge, but
just the right
it's got to
folks.
be effective. Yeah.
Just the right folks.
That's it, man.
And I know I said I had one more question, but
No,
man,
we're
like
good, man. We do it all day.
yeah, you're in a different season of your life with fatherhood.
Oh yeah.
And I'm approaching that season.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you know, I done talked to you till I'm saying you done heard me on the phone, talk. But like, what is it like for you now? Both girls in college, technically out of the house right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like for you? Because I think sometimes we only hear from a woman's perspective, how that affects them. But like, I know it affects a man in certain ways too. So how are you dealing with having your babies out of the house right now?
Oh yeah, it's I probably covered pretty well, or covered up pretty well. But it's nerve wracking, you know, having them be, you know, completely, you know, out of your realm of being able to, you know, touch them and see them, because it's a crazy world out there, man. But I do. This kind of trickles back to what we were talking about earlier: having the right team, a marriage, with the right husband and wife together, and them being girls. It's only so much I can tell them what it means to be
a woman,
effective and a reputable woman. But I am so glad that I married the lady that I did, because she's prepared them on that aspect of things.
Yes,
sir. And I hope I've had an impact on them as far as, you know, just typical dad stuff, you know, safety and budgeting, that type of stuff, you know, the main nuts and bolts of survival. But it's interesting, but it's great watching them develop. They're great kids. Nobody's perfect. We tell them that all the time. Just whatever you're doing, you're representing God first, and you represent us. And she tells him, I don't know if this is a PG rated show.
Yeah, come on with it.
But she said, we didn't raise no hoes.
Yeah, yes sir.
You carry yourself in a ladylike manner, and they've taken it to heart, man. And so much so that when we're talking about, you know, they're college age and out of college now, so it's about drafting appropriately and being careful who you hook yourself up with in his life. And some days I think may have done too good a job, because they can be a little picky.
Yeah.
So I had to my mom, Lakeisha and I, we had to tell them, like, you may take it easy on these guys now, because guys, number one, they mature a little slower than girls do. So
say they don't want to deal with nothing.
Yeah.
Soon as I see you chew your gum wrong, you out of here. Nah, Dad, I don't like how he hold his mouth.
Oh my gosh. So you're like, look, calm down. It's gonna be okay. But that goes to show that hopefully we've done it right by trying to model something for them, how you expect to be treated by the way you saw me treat your mother, and vice versa. So I think they'll be all right. So but yeah, it's interesting. But the good part is that Lakeisha and I, we're back to us, the couple that we were before they came along, and we did a great job, I think, or we chose wisely. When we first got married, we were married a couple of years before the oldest came along, so they gave us an opportunity to bond and develop that foundation that we needed.
Yeah.
We were away from family. We were in Michigan. When she was in graduate school at Michigan State, and then I was in my residency program there in Dearborn, Michigan. So it was just us. And sometimes I feel, sorry is not the right word, but the opportunity that some young couples don't have, because they're so close to their extended family, their parents and things, and other relatives who can, not out of any malice or anything, but can be a little over involved in a young couple, because you have to have that foundation solid, because once those kids leave, it's just you and her. Because I know a lot of folks, man, that their life was centered around just the kids, and then when they're gone, they don't know who they are. And it's tough, and it's a real thing. I don't know if they have a name for it yet, but it's they empty nest, I guess.
Yeah.
But empty nest has a different meaning for me than it does for the folks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so here's the interesting thing, because you know you wouldn't hear whenever I interviewed your wife.
No,
she said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
She said the same thing you just said, that we were friends before we ever had kids.
Yes.
We had a bond before our kids ever came along. So this is not like y'all are struggling
Oh no!
As a
no.
result of them being gone, y'all having fun, y'all enjoying
Yeah, it's
yourself.
like a new chapter, man. So you get to redevelop and learn some new stuff and do some different things. We used to mess with the girls all the time when we would get, get into a little so-called arguments, and the girls like, "Whose side you on?" I said, "I'm on her side. She was here before y'all."
Bro, listen, bro.
It was me and her before y'all came along.
I'm telling you, bro, it's been like she said the same stuff.
Okay.
She said the same stuff that you just said out your mouth.
Oh man.
Which lets me know that y'all got it right.
Oh man, it's fun. It can be fun, and it's never too late to rediscover too, man. Just don't quit. There's gonna be some rough patches here and there, but ain't nothing you can't get through together. That's for sure.
When you got the right one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because you got the wrong one. You're looking for the exit ramp.
Well, man, look, like I've told you before, man, as we wrap up, you know, what you meant to me, what you mean to me in my life as a friend is something I don't take for granted, because I know like you're a call away no matter what.
Yes,
and with all the stuff that you got going on, you still find time, you and your wife, y'all still find time to make time for the people that matter to y'all. And so my village, my circle is better because I got people like you in it that I could pick up the phone and I know that you're going to always be there. So I appreciate it, bro.
Same here, man. Like I said, this is a two-way street. I appreciate what you're doing. It's just authenticity. At some point in life, spirits just kind of match up, man. Mm-hmm. So if you believe in different lives and all that, I think we'd probably still find each other in another one.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. No matter what's going on, we up there hollering, man. What up, baby? You done made it up here too, huh? You done finally got in here with Jesus, huh? We good.
And then you put us down here again in a different, different bodies or whatever. And so I think we'd still find a way to hook up, man, and just try to do it together, man. It's interesting. Life is good. It is what we make it, and even we got to take advantage of every second. Like I said, in this specialty that I'm in, man, you just see death and sickness on a daily basis, and it just makes you want to go out and enjoy life that much more. So and I think that's all a choice we can make.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, look, I appreciate you. So that wraps up another episode of the Village Podcast, where people help people. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else.
It takes a village to